Welcome back, students. Moving on to the next module, wherein we are going to cover the Mendeleev's periodic classification and the features of periodic classification. Now, in the previous module, we realized that Newland's law of octave was also a failure. So, after the failure of Newland's law of octaves, the next attempt to classify an element was done in the year 1869 by this Russian chemist who goes by the name of Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, who was called as the father of classification. He also arranged the element according to their atomic masses, a base which was already provided to us by John Dalton. He is known as the most important contributor in the classification of element, wherein Mendeleev during that time knew about 63 elements. He also classified the element on the basis of their atomic masses. He also studied their physical as well as chemical properties. Mendeleev, but during that time, he took the formula of the oxides and hydrides which were formed by the elements as the basic property of elements for their classification in the form of periodic table. He arranged elements in two manners. He arranged them horizontally if they were dissimilar in properties, and vertically if they were similar in their chemical properties. Some of those elements included hydrogen, then comes lithium, but hydrogen, lithium, since they have similar properties, they were placed one below other in vertical manner. But lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine, with this similar property, they were placed in horizontal manner. Moving on to sodium with similar properties to lithium, so in vertical manner. But sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine with this similar property were placed in horizontal manner. Same goes for potassium, calcium. But after calcium, he got a bit confused. Reason? Because after calcium, the next element known was titanium with higher mass. So, of course, it is to be placed after calcium, but its property was not similar to aluminium. And he strictly maintained that place them in vertical manner only if they are with similar properties. So, he placed element titanium below silicon because their properties were similar. But you will realize that over here he left vacant space. So comes titanium, then comes vanadium, then comes chromium and manganese, followed by iron, cobalt, nickel and copper and so on. So this was the classification of element which was done by Mendeleev. Like we said, he took the formula of oxides of the element. For example, you will find over here beryllium, magnesium and calcium placed one below the other, wherein formula of beryllium with oxygen was BeO. Likewise, magnesium was MgO and calcium is CaO. Since the formula of these oxides is same, that is BeO, MgO and CaO, Mendeleev placed all of them in the same group. Now, on the basis of this, Mendeleev formulated a law which was called as the periodic law. According to the law, the physical and the chemical properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic masses. But what exactly do you mean by the word periodic? It means a phenomena which is repeated after a regular interval of time is said to be periodic. For example, sunrise and sunset. It is being repeated after a regular interval of time, day after day after day. Likewise, even the physical and chemical properties of elements, they were repeated time after time after time only when they were arranged according to their atomic masses. Hence the law called as periodic law. He also took all these elements and he arranged them in a manner of table. This tabular arrangement of the elements based on the periodic law is called as the Mendeleev's periodic law, wherein in his table you will find the horizontal rows which are called as periods, and he made total of 7 periods and numbered them from number 1 up till number 7. Also in his table you will find the vertical columns. These vertical columns in the periodic table, they are called as groups, wherein he made total of 8 groups, which were numbered from Roman numeral 1 up till Roman numeral 8, wherein groups 1 to 7 are further subdivided into A and B subgroups. Moving on to the main features of Mendeleev's periodic table. We already know that the horizontal rows in the periodic table, they are called as periods, wherein there are 7 periods numbered from 1 to 7. And the properties of the elements in a particular period, they show regular gradation moving from left towards right. For example, if we consider second period element, that is lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine. In the arrangement of elements in this period, we know that lithium and beryllium are metals. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine are non-metal and boron is a metalloid. So you will realize that as we move from left to right, you can see a slow variation in the properties of elements, moving from metal, then to a metalloid and moving towards non-metal. So the properties slowly varying from left to right. Also, the vertical columns in the periodic table, they are called as groups. There are 8 groups in all, which are numbered from Roman numeral 1 up till Roman numeral 8, wherein further subdivided into subgroup A and B. So that's it for the features.